Something that the Your Lie in April director did and is sitting at 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. How did I miss this? This is the beginning of a potential new series that I want to do, which is Don't Sleep On. The Don't Sleep On series, where it's something that isn't going on currently, that's all hype. It's just stuff that might have wiggled by. And today's topic is Words Bubble Up Like Soda Pop, is a movie that actually I watched back on Anime Day. I wanted to celebrate it in some way, and this has always been on the Netflix watch later list for a long time for me. And man, please watch this movie. There's not enough people talking about this. That's why I'm making this first off. Hi, Westside Otaku here, by the way. It's Keebs. You know the jazz. But not enough people are talking about this movie in terms of like the big peeps, I feel like. At least I didn't see them talking about it when it was super relevant. And that's why I'm doing this video, because Words Bubble Up Like Soda Pop is directed by the same person that did Your Lie in April. So if you liked that, believe me, that director definitely shows here. It's not as emotional as Your Lie in April, but it's short. It's an hour and 27 minutes. You could fit it in your evening. And it essentially follows the story of a guy who has a hard time talking to people. He doesn't want to talk to people. It's not something he feels confident in presenting his voice. And then there is Smile, a girl that is constantly sharing her voice across the internet, but she doesn't think her own smile is cute. Like, she has these buck teeth with braces on it, and she thinks it is not cute at all. In fact, downright ugly. So she hides it with a mask. So these two can kind of relate with each other, boiling down to insecurity. That's something that this anime, if I summed it up in one word, it is insecurities. How do we deal with our insecurities? How do we deal with us not feeling like we're pretty, or we don't think we're funny, or we don't think we're good at something? Like, how do we cope with that? For instance, Cherry, which is a really interesting name for a guy, by the way. Cherry, he expresses himself through haiku. He feels that that is something he expresses a lot better than just conversation, words, his voice. And that's an interesting thing. Whereas maybe Smile, her way of doing this is her social media biz. Like, she is constantly put herself out there telling what's, cute or whatever. And maybe like her saying what's cute takes the attention off of her herself, maybe not being as cute as, she thinks. And we all have our ways of coping with our insecurities like that. And these two find each other in the most anime way possible. But I need to talk about not just how these two characters blend so well together, and it is, a coming of age, potential romance story, if you will. And it is cute, but the damn look of this anime, it looks so good throughout. At first, it was a bit jarring because it pops like soda pop. Okay, I'm sorry, I had to at least once. But the visuals, every character almost blends in really well with the background, and that's a little bit of some I could see being an annoying thing, but I thought was really cool. It made it stand out. The colors in this world are so vibrant and pop out, and it just makes it so pleasing to look at. And the animation is great too. It reminds me how expressions can only happen in anime with how some of the characters behave in this. There's a story here too. There really is a story that, it ultimately deals with these insecurities of these two characters. But then there's a plot. There's a plot that's going to take these two to have to work together on something. And it's a plot that actually drove me to get a tear or two once or twice. And again, that's not because the Your Lie in April director did it, but it's an emotional plot that they are actually trying to do, and something that we can all relate with as well that I don't want to spoil. It just has to do with one of the other characters that I really sympathized with. There's a lot of good laughs in this movie. There's a lot of great visuals, a lot of good characters, and I'm not doing this video to say, oh my God, it's the next Your Lie in April silent voice shenanigans. No, it's not like one of the best anime movies of all time, but I'm bringing it up because I feel people are sleeping on this one. I watched Mirai recently. I personally thought Mirai didn't live up to the hype. Like, If you did, fantastic. But I watched Mirai, which is also on Netflix, and I'm like, I don't totally get the point of this or what it was trying to say, and it looks nice, but it's just kind of all over the place. But this one, it's straight to the point. You know what its characters want, and you know what it's trying to go for here. It's got a very aesthetically unique visual style, in my opinion, with how much it pops. I have to use that word. I'm not trying to do puns, but it's just because literally the entire art direction of this world just really does pop. Got me to tear up a couple times, and it's a nice quick watch. It doesn't feel too long at all. It doesn't feel too long, doesn't feel too short. It might have even been able to add another 10 minutes. Words bubble up like soda pop. Really good Netflix movie that I highly recommend. Solid 8 out of 10. For whatever reason, it's sitting at like 100% Rotten Tomatoes. But that's probably because a lot of critics haven't watched it. A good deal audiences say it's 86%. But leave in the comments if you've seen it, or if you're about to go watch it, come back here. Let me know what you think of it. And let me know if you want me to do more of these. Like, just don't sleep on these animes. Like, that's a new series I'm thinking of alongside the lessons of anime. Let me know in the comments. Be geek, be proud, be awesome.